you think you'll be using these kind of microphones on stage? Because they're very directional.
They are actions that show passage, materialize transit into events that transpire, that vanish as they take shape, that undo as they're done, that disassemble as they assemble, as they let go, that traverse a life in a few breaths as they open, as they break through the folds. Greetings to each of you, each of you, and more of you than you know, and more of you than I know. Some of you in the listening seats, some of you I rely on to speak with me today. So I wanted to open up this conversation using an ancient medieval Persian text through the means of conversations around it, close to it. So as you may or may not know, Attar's Conference of the Birds is a classic Sufi text, a mystic text. So we follow the tribulations of 30 birds as they are taken on a quest by the Yoopee.
First of all, the bird is a symbol of love. And as the flight also became the symbol of freedom, and specifically the freedom of expression, and therefore also the essence of poetry itself. The flight is connected with like the modern way of flying, with an airplane, but it also have this additional meaning of the war and the bombing, the physical journey to exile.
What it was that was attracting me was the sound of the place. But as a sound recordist, what I really wanted to capture there was something of the choral aspect, the symphonic aspect of birds is, of course, evolutionary. The songs have evolved over a long period to fit together.
Inspired by some of the things that you've said, Geoff. I'll talk about the two themes in my current research. So the first one is human-animal interaction and how animals feature in our lives. And the second theme is inter-religious relations in Yoruba land in southwest Nigeria. That particular part of Nigeria is characterized by religious proximity, diversity. That's what interests me.
I'm interested in inner and outer migration. As a poet, a storyteller, I think imagination itself is a great migratory force, and when you hear a story, you're taken on a journey. When you read a story, you enter the poet's journey. The poet is almost condemned to keep seeking and keep looking for that intermediary between earth and sky.
I love to study the movement of poetry and texts across the face of Europe. And of course, then I've had to think, well, what is Europe exactly? The restriction has been that you have to do this in sort of national traditions, but literature doesn't move like that. The English poet Chaucer, who loved birds, lots of bird poems, the Parliament of Fowls, the Squire's Tale, the Manciple's Tale, he often translated from the Italian, and people didn't know he was translating from Italian. Nobody in the world but him knew he was doing it.
I'm interested in human behaviour. So very early on I was doing a project where I worked with a group of Kurdish asylum seekers who were based in Margate, and gave them this archive that came from a gallery cubit in London, and they became the custodians of this. Almost by not being art, it could become something that it could sort of regain a visionary potential.
There's no thing about projecting any communication. There may be far more female song than we know of. It's not broadcast.
They just stopped talking.
This time for once, says the Yoopee, I have completed. How much longer must we talk? Depart in